Afternoon. It is Saturday the 7th of January 2023 and you guys join me on Koh Rong. So I left Mad Monkey and I left the other island, Koh Rong Sanyuem, this morning. Still not sure on that pronunciation. And we got basically a water taxi over to Koh Rong Island, which is where I am now. Checked in my hostel. I'm staying at a place called Nest Hostel, which seems decent to be fair. I'll put a video in now. It's beautiful, like it's right on the beach, and again, it's not too far from the sort of the main built-up area. It's about maybe a 10-minute walk, if that. So yeah, it's not too bad at all. I suppose some updates really. We've been on this island maybe an hour, so a couple of hours, and it looks fantastic. Right on my street, like. Yes, you've got the desert, sort of the deserted island look, and it's beautiful, this beach, but you've got a bit of infrastructure as well behind me, which is what I like personally. And yeah, the hostel seems decent. So on Hostel Road, I only tend to go for sort of, if it's 8 or above in terms of rating. However, this one's a 7.5, but it seems decent enough. I can't really complain. Rating seems a bit harsh to me. I've stayed in, yeah, better in than 8, have been worse than this, so yeah, it seems okay. So, thoughts on the other island, on the other island. Alright, I'm gonna do it. I think 2 nights is enough for me. I'm the sort of person who wants to go out, see stuff, explore stuff, like have my mind blown. There was nothing there really that blew my mind. This seems more up my street, like, however, I don't know, I think that's what you kind of need, like explore the town and then chill the hostel, and that's really it. That hostel is do a Nest festival, which every Saturday it's like a massive party, so we'll see how that is. But yeah, in terms of Mad Monkey, it was okay. Like I said, I'm glad I did it, but I wouldn't be rushing there anytime soon. I think the problem is it's just a bit isolated. Like you can't really leave the Mad Monkey Cove or Mad Monkey area basically in the evening. It's a bit isolated. Whereas here, there is a path here, and it's a lot better. It's a lot safer. You aren't going to be walking through snakes, etc. So yeah, it seemed a lot better. So plan for today is just going to go and have a look at the town, which is just behind me over there. And just gonna have a wander, see what's about, see what's what, and then head back and head to Nest Festival, or the festival which is at our hostel. So that's the plan, keep updated. We got tonight here, so I've got to make the most of my time here. I've got a boat from here back to the mainland at 9:30 in the morning, so I've only got sort of 5, 6, 7, 8 hours here really, and then I've obviously got to sleep. So yeah, got to make the most of my time. We're at like the main bit now. And this is what I mean about, this is what I thought the other island's going to be like, more just built up. This reminds me of Thailand, the town islands like Koh Phi Phi, where like you've got a bit of seclusion with your sort of hostel, but then you've got a bit of area that's a bit more infrastructure behind it. And I really enjoyed that because you get the best of both worlds. You get that desert island feel, but also, like I said, you have that infrastructure and you have a bit more sort of built up. Obviously very busy, a hell of a lot more busy and more built up than the other island. So briefly need to talk about the boat from the other island, Koh Rong Sanyuem to Koh Rong. Basically, we've got a private taxi, and it was absolutely private water taxi, and it was absolutely horrendous. Like very choppy, and it was a very calm day, not much wind, very choppy. A lot of people's stuff got soaked. I, touch wood, got very lucky. The only thing that was soaked was myself. I was drenched head to toe, but obviously it's a warm country, so by the time you got there, got to the hostel, you were dry again. But it was an absolute nightmare. Would not recommend it. If you're gonna do it, if you're gonna get a water taxi, make sure you can just like keep your valuables safe in terms of waterproof bags, etc. It was an absolute nightmare. I knew at times I thought we were gonna flip. I know we wouldn't probably nowhere near, but it was a concern because it was just so rocky. So yeah, was not pleasant at all. Or should I say, knowingly repeat, because obviously you never know these things. I didn't anticipate it. I thought it was gonna be a 10-minute journey, 20-minute journey, and it seemed calm, so. But it is what it is. Just heading back to the hostel now. Just basically had a walk and then chilled on the beach, on the main beach for a bit. Now I'm gonna head back, chill, see what's going on at the hostel, see what the situation is with this festival. There's currently like a Nest Olympics going on, so it's like tug of war and that sort of stuff, and flip cup, and I just wasn't feeling it. A bit tired today, and I just wanted to obviously see the main strip, sort of see what it was like, because I'm so short on time here. So yeah, missed out on that, but we'll see what's going on when I get back. How are we doing? So Sunday the 8th of January, it's 20 past 1 in the afternoon, and we are back on the mainland. I'm at Sihanoukville train station, which is basically the train station for the city of Sihanoukville, which is like the point to get to the islands. So let me take you back and I'll run through how I'm here and what the plan is. Last thing is probably me walking back to the hostel. got back to hostel and then participated in some beach Olympics. So it was like different games and different teams, and I got roped in because the team was a person short. So I did a bit of that, did a bit of wheelbarrow racing, is that the word? I think that's the word, can't remember the name. Did some wheelbarrow racing, chilled out for a bit, and then after that, bit of volleyball, about an hour and a half volleyball. Love playing volleyball away, such a travelling sport, isn't it? Shower, got some dinner, and then, well, basically what happened was the electricity went out of the hostel for about 2-3 hours. So obviously it was meant to be Nest Festival last night, or Nestival it's called, I believe. But basically the lights went out, so obviously a lot of people come to that hostel for the festival on the Saturday. But I think because of the electricity issues with it basically cutting out and there being no electricity for 2-3 hours, a lot of people maybe didn't make the journey back or didn't come or left. So we basically sat in the dark for about 2-3 hours. And Nestival happened, or Nest Festival happened. It was okay. I think again the problem was that the electricity issues caused a problem, and then maybe the energy wasn't there. But all things considered, it wasn't too bad. But yeah, a bit frustrating really. A bit frustrating. I think as well there was a group of us from the other island who came along, so it was good. It'd be fantastic if we didn't have the electricity cutting out for 3 hours, because it just like it massively decreased the energy of the night. But it is what it is. That's what to expect when you're on an island, and we were warned about it. But I don't think it's been that bad. I think I've speaking to a couple of other travellers. They were saying that the electricity goes out like every day for a couple of hours. But obviously it was frustrating that it went out for so long, and just before obviously the main sort of event. I stayed out till probably about 12:01. I went to bed, and nothing too major, because I had to get a boat this morning at 9:30 AM. So I had basically a bit of a nightmare with trying to get to the boat. So yesterday at the hostel at Nest, I said, how am I getting to the ferry terminal, because it was a 20-minute walk, basically all sand, and obviously I've got a massive wheelie suitcase with me, which makes it a bit difficult. So I asked them, you know, how am I getting there? And like, oh, you know, we can sort out a water taxi for you in the morning. Just come at about 8:50, and you'll be there by 9:30. So I get there about sort of 8:35. I was like, hi mate, I'm able to get a water taxi. He's like, oh sorry mate, no, the reception's closed and I have to walk. The person in charge isn't here. It's again, like I said, like I spoke to you about it yesterday, and he was like, okay, I'll sort something out. Waiting for about 5-10 minutes, and then nothing was moving, like nothing was happening. He didn't let me know, and then at that point then I ended up having to walk. So it was like a 20-25 minute walk in the morning, rushing, trying to get to this boat, which left at 9:30 through the sand. It was just a bit of a nightmare, but we got there in the end. Got there about 9:20, which is less than ideal. I think I was kind of concerned they were overbooked, but thankfully I don't think they were, but I wasn't sure. But yeah, just really bad from Nest. Really, I'm really disappointed in that, because to be fair to them, like I had a good time. Like I thought it was a decent hostel, and I think it's underrated it's rated about 7.5 on Hostelworld, which is a bit low. I don't usually stay below 8. Just really disappointed, because like when you've agreed something, especially when it's so important with a boat, because I've got to get this train here now to get that boat, otherwise I would have missed this train and would have caused all sorts of problems. I've booked the next 4 or 5 days. It was just, yeah, a bit of a nightmare. But anyway, we got there in the end. Half an hour ferry, which is decent, and then got a tuk-tuk to some like food area, get some breakfast and a bit of lunch. Got a Burger King there, which I want to eat on the train, and then arrived here at the train terminal in Sikunnaville, and I've got a 6-hour train to Phnom Penh, which is less than ideal, but it means I can get some videos edited for you guys, and I can try and upload them as close as possible to the actual dates possible. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but I'm just really frustrated by Nest. With something so important as that, especially when there's got to think of factoring boats to the island, and you know, some boats may not run because of the weather and this, that, and that, and I'd especially booked that company so I could get a ferry a tiny bit later straighted. In terms of the islands, my thoughts: preferred the second island, which is Rong. It's more built up, more infrastructure, more my type of place. It reminds me a lot more of like Thailand in terms of in terms of like PP and those sorts of islands. So for me, second island Rong, that's more my place. First island Sanyuam, Rong Sanyuam, it was alright. I think all you needed like 2 nights, and then just sack it off and go too long. I kind of wish I'd spent another night on the second island, but it is what it is. But I kind of did everything I wanted to do, like did the beach party and then saw the main strip, and that was it. So yeah, I think a bit frustrated obviously that the festival wasn't as good as it could have been, but can't control that, beyond my control. So island's done, we move north, we head north. Train today, 6 hours to Phnom Penh. Out of sandals, sandal life. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Probably not some of my best work, but it's difficult because it was just a lot of just sitting on the beach, so trying to create content is very difficult, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Just a quick word on this place. So this area, or this city, is called Sukunaville. Basically, it's a weird place. Long story short, there was a load of investment put in to make it like a Chinese tourism place, but basically what's happened is that I think they pulled a lot of the funding on it. So what's actually happened is there's loads of like abandoned buildings. Exhibit A, there's one. There's a few more. Actually, they're all built, but there's a few more. Oh, there's one there as well. So basically they've put a load of funding in, built some stuff to make it a tourist destination, and then they pull the funding out, so it's now a lot of just empty skyscrapers. So the main roads and the actual infrastructure is really good, but then behind it you've got all these ugly unbuilt buildings which require development. Maybe by me? No, not by me. Just a bit of a word on that. If I haven't stayed here, I know people who have and said no point, there's nothing here. Yeah, there's nothing worth seeing, it's just a gateway to the islands. But I just wanted to comment on it because if you are heading to this side of the world, then you maybe tend to stop here, out that you probably don't, because there's nothing to see here really. It's just a bit of a, you know, some nice buildings, but you know, a bit of a, there's nothing to really do. So islands are where to go, islands done. Next scenes will be in Phnom Penh. I will see you guys later.